Hello, good morning, Ettore.
Hey William, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Good, doing good. It's still it's almost sunny here, so it's good.
Oh yes, finally a little bit of warm.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. It's been a terrible winter. Well, it's been a real winter.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, Dimitris. Good morning.
Morning. Hmm. Next to the camera. There you are.
Yeah, I'll start my camera in a minute.
Make your hair first.
Yeah, I have to make myself pretty first.
All right. No, Itaka is missing one over here. One sec. Yeah. Missing Itaka.
Well, Ichok is coming. Let me brag. If people want to come to KubeCon and get one of these, we're at the booth.
Look at that, man. Nice.
We're in the project pavilion. And we're gonna have t-shirts. We're gonna have some tote bags, stickers. Oh yeah, stickers. Where are they? I don't know if you can see them.
Nice.
They are in plastic, so they might not look very good at the moment,
Oh,
but
they look good. Nice.
they are
Nice.
very good quality ones. And yeah, just to get to go and see our pretty faces and talk Kairos stuff.
Nice.
We have a page somewhere in Kairos that we show the various slots where people can find us. I think you updated that, Mauro, last week.
Yeah, if you go to kairos.io events, you will see everything with all the info, which booth number, what times, etc., etc.
Perfect. Nice. And we have Itaka. So let us start. Bum, bum, bum. Let me share my screen right there. All right, you should be able to see my screen. All right. So, like you said, next week we're gonna be in Amsterdam in KubeCon. The three of us, I think, me, Mauro, and William. We're not every day, but yeah, during the event, in various occasions, you're gonna be able to find us. A little bit short week for me. I'm off on Friday, so I only have 4 days. And we already discussed internally. We have some priorities on some tickets we have to fix. Spectral Cloud internal, customer-related stuff. So we're gonna have a little short week this week. Let me go through. No, before I go through the done column and such, anything anybody wants to bring up as a priority, something we should definitely discuss, and we should do it first so we don't forget. No?
I don't know if it's prior, but I'm trying to get a release that fixes the latest CVEs, because it will also be needed for the homepage redesign and whatnot.
Which is the one currently breaking in actions, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's work in progress, so
Mhm.
it's just a matter of time, I would say. The only thing that we cannot fix is that we are still pinned to the version of live peer-to-peer or HPPN, but I don't know. I guess we can just document that. I don't see that changing anytime soon.
So you're bumping Go in the various binaries.
Yeah.
All right. And William, I think you also asked on Slack where you should bump that in the copy
Yes,
controllers, I think.
yes, last week I bumped it to 125, but given that CVE, I was wondering if I should already start to bump it to 126.
Mauro?
Yeah, feel free. I mean, it's not since it's not stable yet. I don't see a problem having it in 125 during development. But as soon as we decide to ship it, it will have to be scanned, and you will get the error, and it will need to be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
Okay.
the backport a fix on 125? Usually they create a patch release for CVEs. Is that an inherent problem in 125 that cannot be backported? I thought.
I didn't fully look into the issue, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm of the opinion that it makes no sense to have a first release on a 125. So we're bumping everything to 126. So, but I do want to continue the development on now before bumping it.
All right.
Excellent.
Sounds good then. Let's go through the done column. Docs for NVIDIA building. That's done from what it seems. Hadron quick start extending the system. So we have examples now, I guess, on how you can create a system extension to extend Hadron. And what is the example about? The NVIDIA drivers, maybe? What was the example we added? Chaka, maybe you know. We cannot hear you if you're talking.
Now?
Yes, now we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Yeah, for this one, it was the firmware update program, which brings software and configuration that is needed because it ships like some default repositories and public keys for those repos. So yeah, so and it's something that was requested, I guess, by some people.
Where would I find that?
You will probably, I'm not sure if the search covers Hadron, or you have to go into Hadron and then search in there. Last item.
There. It's like operator. It's another module.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have this page here. All right. Awesome. Nice. So that's one. That's also related.
Yeah, that was the original one. Yes.
Update Kairos base images versions to latest.
No longer needed.
We were closing all tickets. Okay. Yeah. Improve Yip logging. That was also done, I think. Wait, let me close this. All right. Increase coverage in tests. Fedora 38 gets stuck. Also a not valid ticket, I think.
Not anymore.
That's 2. Why did we close it? Also, IP set. Three years, okay.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't remind me anything.
It's probably fixed, I will say.
Yeah, it's a good I think habit to clean up. I mean, if nobody asked anything for 3 years, it means they don't use it anymore or it's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just polite and they don't ping us. I found one ticket which I put here, for example, which we should definitely look at. But yeah, I don't think for 3 years they would care anymore. If we neglected them so much, maybe I don't know. We can skip it altogether. Arch Linux flavor we said we won't do. Or about private repositories, this is supported now since quite some time, and also through the OS artifact through the operator. Config TXT on Raspberry Pi. I remember you said in the comment, Chaka, that it should be working because it's a separate partition, whatever, and
Yeah, we've been shipped it forever, and I think RPI 4 won't work without that config. So again,
Right.
very old.
I think this was about extending it, if I recall correctly, to allow users to pass in more stuff to put in the config.txt.
I don't know. If it's still an issue, they can reopen it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cannot have it
It was
open
an issue
forever.
for me, I think. I wanted to put something in the config. So I can
Well,
tell you
you
I'm no longer trying to do that, so don't worry.
you can reopen it then.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Less command to base images. Do we have that now? We have less in
Yes,
Hadron. That's for Hadron. Okay.
and that's also very old. I
Okay.
think.
Image will be tracked by hash. I don't know. It's closed. Old ticket. Not sure.
Yeah,
Did anything.
that is probably a lot of old ones in there.
Okay.
So that one as well. That one was
Yeah.
done. I think that was fixed and confirmed by Mauro.
Yeah. Tag new patch release with
Valley.
This works since quite some time. Picture stages order.
Yeah, we have a
Fixed that.
picture of that already.
Yeah, runtime live layering. These are old. No longer
That was
happening.
fixed by Mauro.
Yeah. Security scans to pipelines. We're actually doing it. That's what's breaking now. K3OS migration too old. We don't use Earthly. Fixing, yeah. Login banner. These are all fixed. Local file examples. Yeah, outdated standard and video. Okay, these are old. Kairos Debian ISO. Yeah, I'm skipping them unless I see something we actually worked on. All the things that we just closed, I'm gonna skip.
Yeah.
Don't need to discuss them. Reset accepts the source already. Package pipeline to make it faster. Weekly container, self-container, partition size. Support Armbian. Supporting more devices based on Kairos release. Yeah, we do latest in a way. So Luet, we have this feature now. You can have arts flagged to Luet. This was a spike.
Yeah.
Won't do.
No.
Bind mounts, consume your version. We do. Fixing docs, we've done that. USB boot. What did we actually do? Comparison table won't do. There was a bug about this one. Actually, so it's not this ticket, but there's this open. So we will discuss when we get here. But yeah, when we did this migration, we introduced this bug, and it's strange that we didn't find out up to now. So we should probably try it out and see why it fails and how tests pass. Maybe we have a missing gap in the tests there. Net booting with UEFI. Did we do that? Net booting with UEFI.
Yes,
No.
the HTTP ISO stuff.
Do we have docs?
Well, it says support,
Okay.
right? It doesn't say docs.
Okay. But yeah, with AI nowadays, you can just tell it to go and read the code and tell you how to use it. Right? So that's also docs. Adding alert on top of artifacts not deployed on master. What on earth? Doesn't remind me anything. Probably very old. Ticket. No. For the dev one, we don't have dev
yeah,
artifacts.
that's not.
So these
Yeah.
are going to stay broken.
No, we need to discuss what we want. At the moment, I am putting the latest stable, but that means that if documentation in next keeps progressing, but you see an associated stable release, it will not match, right?
I'm looking for an example of this. So
But just imagine you added a new feature that is only in master at the moment. It's not in the last stable release, and you cannot use it, but it's already documented.
yeah, that's fine. So what I'm seeing here in dev, in next, doesn't mean it's reproducible with the commands. So you may try to do that. So you have to build from master if you want to test it, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
but we show, but we will show a version of the stable, so it's a bit inconsistent.
Okay, got you. But there's nothing else to show, so
For the moment, no. That was the question.
it puts this in the session somehow. It would be nice if I didn't see the next version. So you see the default URL, it points to next, which is the thing that's probably not going to work for me.
So we make default for the last stable.
Yeah, on the other hand, what would next be? You would put it in the URL. I mean, if that's possible, maybe that's a solution. So if default, so if I don't have anything here, like it happens
No,
now.
that we cannot do. That we cannot do because otherwise it's going to be madness, always changing from one version to the next. But we can make it that as soon as you click docs, you go to the latest stable.
Yeah, just point here the URL. Got you. All right, maybe that's a good solution to, because people may not realize they're looking at things that are not baked in yet.
Indeed. Okay. There's another ticket for that, but we can discuss about it later.
Do we follow up improve visuals in dump terminals that has been fixed? Drop unneeded packages, official builds Debian 13 Trixie. I think we did that. No, we don't. We do
No longer valid. Yeah.
Hadron quick start. Workshop, we merged it, all the fixes for macOS.
That was for the workshop mainly.
Yeah, okay.
Fixes. Yeah.
Configure security scan gating. That's what you're trying now in the factory action. You said, how do we pass in the USB setup or?
No, this one is different. I added a feature so that when the security scanning gets tested within the Kairos factory action, it doesn't block the release because all that you want to test there is that it actually runs it. But the CVE fixes will happen on the individual components or on a Kairos release itself. So now you can decide, you can configure your action to say if there are CVEs, break, or if there are CVEs, continue. Up to you.
Nice. Yeah, that's something I added. There was a way to, so when you build an ISO, a live CD, an ISO for Kairos using Aurora, but there was no way to put your own things in the CMD line of the ISO itself. You could extend the CMD line of the installed system, and actually you can do it through your config. So there was a way to do that in the UKI artifacts because you have to sign the CMD line as well. You could extend it for the installed system in this simple, non-UKI case through the Kairos config, but there was no way to actually put things in the CMD line of the live ISO. And I wanted to pass in some options to the kernel for to boot in trusted execution environment and the live CD needed to have that too. So I added one more option here, and I think I added that in the Aurora boot, but I think I also did I do that in the operator? I don't remember. I think this is for the Aurora boot though. So I'm not sure how many people are gonna need this, but it's there now. You have extend live CMD line, and that is for the live CD only. Or for example, let's say you have a problem with your terminal, like some tickets we saw a little higher, and it doesn't display right, and you have to change some options there, whatever, right? That's also useful when you're booting the live CD. Display security scan summary in the action we discussed.
Related to. Yep.
Yeah. KubeCon Amsterdam booth info. Yep. Yeah, that's the events page.
Yep.
Flavor selector issues in the docs.
Yeah, we were having some problems when you switch between Kairos versions. Now it's fixed.
Okay, bump and go for the CVs. Cloud image management, what's that? Simply closed or 2023.
Oh yeah, that was
yeah.
very old.
Yeah.
It was moved from Kairos agent, and I thought it was new and was very confused. Like these both are supported, and then I saw the date.
Sorry, guys. I moved it because I found it there. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe we need a label saying old or something.
Yeah, I was very confused. Like,
here, right?
Why is this now suddenly a problem? We fixed it like several years ago. Yeah. Well,
sorry.
Now it makes sense.
All right, bump and go, all good. Archiving them all. Archive. All right. Okay, nobody picked this up, but I think we agreed that we wanted to finish what we were doing in the docs, and then there was a ticket to automate that, so that's why we didn't pick it up. But then we said maybe we can just merge it, and then we saw that it's breaking, and we wanted to fix it. Come on. I think CI was breaking. No, I couldn't. Yeah, it had conflicts, so yeah, nobody picked it up. But not being super urgent means it's there for 4 weeks now. Anyway, let's try to. Can we rebase? It's not our branch, but anyway. Add support for Oracle Linux. We said this was open. It had a ticket in YIP, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and also Kairos in it. I think now we're just waiting to know if they got any progress.
The Kairos unit doesn't show up here, which means doesn't mention it. We said we don't need much because it's a generic. It works.
It was done to check the like ID, not the ID. We'll see. I will try to have a meeting with them during KubeCon, and then maybe we can also get more faster feedback loop there, where they are, what they need from us, etc.
Alrighty. Copy. Did we record the demo from?
No,
kind of unofficial.
No, we didn't. Sorry, Chaka. We were in a call last week discussing KubeCon, and it drifted into a quick demo of the code for Capi and how it works. How it works on a live cluster. But so for Capi, we should. So the decision now, the question now from Dimitris is, where do we call it alpha? If that's correct, Dimitris. When do we call it alpha? When do we stop and we start stabilizing? I would like to have a bare metal, at least one bare metal provider, infrastructure provider in there. I thought Tinkerbell was the quick win. But we can also go with what we have now, which is vSphere and KubeVirt, and single node. So the question is open, but we definitely should do a demo for the for the community and maybe something for the project pavilion at KubeCon Amsterdam.
Yeah. So just to recap, what why we ended up in that kind of let's say decision is that we saw that there are many infrastructure providers. We know we're not going to be able to support all of them because they need special hardware which we don't have, and we were questioning whether it makes sense to have a goal of implementing them all, or just saying this is an example and how much we can give to people. Like if you have one of the infrastructure providers that we didn't implement, it means you're going to implement it yourself, and there are not many things you can reuse. Maybe you could upstream it. So either we put this out there with support for KubeVirt and vSphere, and maybe one more for bare metal, and we say to people, when you need something more, just upstream, create a pull request to add support in our repo, or just use our repo as an example and implement it yourself. So you're gonna see how we did it and what components you need to implement and all, right? So there are these two paths. Maybe we should just wait and see, and that's open for discussion. But yeah, we agreed that we're gonna stop the work at least after we have. Did we say multi-node cluster, or we agreed to stop on single node?
No, I think we should. We should stop and multi-node. The reason is the logic that now lives in the template is logic that it should live in the provider Kairos. At least we all agree that that's more appropriate. And when we introduce the multi-node, that logic is going to extend and is going to become more complex. So doing it in Capi now, it's going to speed, in my opinion, is going to speed up the process of doing it in the provider. Because that we had that discussion of making the provider understand splitting the provider flavors and understand the provider, the logic of the Kubernetes that needs to be deployed. So yeah, that's what I'm.
All right, so we have to do three things then. One, a little demo for the community. Opportunity is also Amsterdam. We can do it live to people that are interested as well. After that, we have to implement multi-node and one bare metal cluster, and then we reevaluate the state of things and decide if we want to do anything more or just wrap it, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So I'm leaving it there under. Yeah, Mauro?
Do you think you could record something quick, William, just to show on the booth if needed? Doesn't need to have any wording behind, just a quick pressing of things so that you could present it to people if you were interested to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Otherwise, if you want help recording something, just let me know and we jump on a call.
Yeah, I did it for KubeCon London. Remember, Dimitris?
Nice.
I had a recording of the provisioning through Edge VPN, so I can do the same for a copy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right. Yeah, this is under review because nobody gave us any feedback yet. And there is an open ticket on what do we do with the OS artifact if someone changes it, and the bill hasn't finished. So I don't know where exactly. Yeah, here we have this. It's not a prio, but at some point you have to decide. So just to clarify, when you create an OS artifact, it's like a job. You spin it up, you wait until it finishes, and then you clean it up. It's a one-off thing. But yeah, someone asked what happens if I go and change my OS artifact. Why don't I get another build with the updated info, right? If I change my base image, for example, and that treats the OS artifact as a stateful thing, and people might expect that I change it and I should get another one, but another one where? It doesn't live anywhere. The final outcome is just, the artifacts wherever you uploaded them with the exporters. So we can either rename the OS artifact to maybe, I don't know, OS artifact job, just to clarify that this is an one-off thing. You fire it, you get the result done, then you delete it. Actually, we should delete it then, or make it complete like it happens with jobs, or we make it kind of stateful, but then we have to clarify exactly what it looks like, up to what point you change it, right? If the build has started, what do? You delete everything? I don't know. And this is all on this ticket. So this is done. This first one, I was just waiting for. I can actually move it to done, because anything more should come as a bug or a feature request. Let me see if there is anything left on it. Otherwise, I remove it. We don't need to keep them around. Why is everything so slow? Nothing. Yeah, okay. If nobody disagrees, I can just close it. It was an epic, and this is actually done. I have to close this too. Let me do it right now. Oh, it's builder controller. This is done. And close. And then if this is done, this is done. Done. All right. Now, a bug we discussed a little bit when we switched to a Go implementation of, I don't remember which tool, expansion of the last partition. It seems that we did a mistake and we reuse the same variable or constant or whatever it is, assuming two different things. In one case we treat it as a sector as the other one is a number of bytes, and it's the same variable, and that led to this problem here, doing the wrong calculations. I don't know why we didn't realize before. That requires some investigation, but there's an open pull request to fix it. Where do I see to? This is.
So according to the comment, it's because we test with a smaller disk, and the margin of error is small, so it doesn't affect. You use like 1 gigabyte disk, and I guess also 20 or 30 that we use on our test. But when you go even higher, then it will show up.
But, okay, we have to review, merge, fix, release everything. Then this one.
Yeah, that's the iDRAC thing.
But it has another ticket, that one, no?
Yeah, but he opened that one. So I think we should either close one or the two.
Wait, so we did that enhance solution. No. Okay, we talk about the iDRAC. There. So you're saying these two are related. We have this, we have this.
Yes, that's the same thing, same ticket.
Is there an info on this one? Yeah. We'll close this one to keep the other one up to date.
Okay, this one's closed then. Good.
All right, closing. So we have this one. Let's talk about this one then. Dell iDRAC Wi-Fi virtual. I'm gonna put it in to do, because it's one of the. I think, as I said, it's priority internally for us, so we're gonna work on it anyway. Just to clarify for the community what this is about. So iDRAC is a remote management thing from Dell, and allows you to mount virtual disks from your hosts or network storage or whatever, among other things, changing boot order or access everything for that machine through a web console. And the problem is, doesn't boot on this specific machine mentioned. There should be the model there. And the problem we identified being the grab BFI and its signature somehow.
It's actually not the first thing that this has happened. We have other iDRAC server, Dell server, have some kind of similar issue to this. We tried to follow up on that, but I guess they moved to a different thing.
This only affects Hadron, I guess, because we build
No.
grab.
That's Ubuntu, pure Ubuntu. So that's the thing. It's signed by Ubuntu. Everything is signed by Ubuntu. So it's very weird.
All right. And that's what we will be investigating. I put it there. Then I created one. So on one of our tickets, someone was confused about how we how to build a Raspberry Pi image. Turns out we don't have any examples explaining what the model is and when to pass it in and how. So I just asked Cursor to check and add a couple of examples, and this is it. So I have a PR to add an example for Raspberry Pi in docs. That's what we have under review. Let me clean this up. Let's see what we have in progress and what we want to do. Is this still an issue? PR pipeline specs 003.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to get that sorted out, but then the CVE issues happening, so I'm trying to do both.
All right, work in progress. Redesigning homepage. I'm not going to reveal anything. I'll keep it as a surprise, but Mauro is preparing a very nice refactoring redesign.
It's public, so they can click there as well.
Yeah. Nobody does that. And then support for Coco. Coco means not chocolate and not the other thing, the fruit. It means confidential containers or computing, depending on what you're reading. And I'm not actually really doing anything on it. We did what we had to do, and I think Mauro, I handed over some instructions and steps to you. Are you preparing anything in the docs, or is it already in?
No, this is well, if I understand correctly, this is for the Kairos support, so it doesn't see the light, the public light. So if you're interested in that, come and subscribe. Sorry,
But I think we had some instructions for Coco, no? We have to update them. Yeah, see? No. Yes, we still have a section from the previous 3 years back research we did. Maybe we should delete
I'll
it
clarify.
altogether.
Let me
Yeah, okay.
when I'm having a look into the other docs, I'll check with you and Ettore, and we can decide what we do there.
All right.
Yep.
But just to say, it does work. So Kairos is compatible. At least the Ubuntu images work fine on a compatible machine. I couldn't make it work on AWS where I tried that. That's because there we have now we're only releasing Hadron images. I mean, I only tried with the latest one, which is a Hadron image, and we seem to be missing some options in the kernel compilation to enable SNP and TDX. What is it called in Intel? And there is a PR to fix that on Hadron. But actually, let me find that because and put it under review because Ichaka suggested that we fix it differently.
But Dimitris, did the in the title of that feature request, who opened it? Did we open it?
The feature request here. Wait, which one? This?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was came from internally from customers.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying here publicly, obviously, is that it does work. So we want to test that Kairos is compatible, and yes, it is compatible. And we have to enable, but I tried that with the Ubuntu version of Kairos. With Hadron, it didn't work on AWS, and we have a pull request here to try to fix that. So maybe if we have that working, we can update docs tomorrow. Maybe keep that in mind as well if it works with our cloud images, because it's very easy to do that in AWS. It's just a checkbox. You say, no, actually, it's not just a checkbox. You have to be in the right region, either Ohio or Ireland, and then you get if you select the right EC2 instance. I was playing with M6A, if I recall correctly. Then you get the option to enable the Sev SNP thingy, just a checkbox. And then if we fix everything, should work. So
yeah, because I'm asking because the title specifically says the Coco operator, not just confidential computing. So the Coco operator is a project in the and it implements all the, I think it's a level 4 or a level 5 operator, but it implements all the logic to deploy on the host what's needed for the confidential containers to run, also the kata runtimes and all these things. So beside supporting the TDX and SNMP, the NSMV also that we would have to support also the mutation of the host system.
It does work. When you pass, there's a flag in the Helm chart where you say that you are running K3S, and then they fix some paths which have to be writable, and indeed they are on Kairos. So that's why I'm saying it worked, because they when you pass in and you say I don't remember actually the flag here, when you say it's K3S, then they understand it's in var lib branch or whatever, which we make we mount in persistent, so they are they can do the changes they need.
Yeah. Okay.
Here KH distribution, that is. If you say K3S here, it's working with Kairos. If you're on K3S, I'm not sure if this also supports K0S. Actually, I didn't try that, but
it
maybe
works for K0S. But for K0S, the installation must be done on varlib kubelet, not varlib K0S kubelet.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Then let me go back here. So what do we want to do? This is one of the tickets we have internally. I'm gonna show the other two that are kind of urgent for us, and we have to work on them. One is support for Slim Micro in Kairos init. So Kairos init doesn't understand Slim Micro. That means it doesn't build a proper image for it, and we need that. So I'm gonna pull it in. These priorities.
Didn't we have some functionality on Slim Micro?
No idea.
Okay.
I don't remember. Maybe in the Docker file era.
The problem with Slim Micro is that they ship Elemental, and
yeah, I remember.
It's hard coded basically. So we need to clean it up very well. It's not enough with just removing the packages. We just have to really remove all the stuff that they're left over in there.
And why does a user need to start with SLI Micro? Is there no, I don't know, base SLI that they can use, so to speak? Yeah, probably a question for the people bringing it up, but I find it interesting.
Yeah, I also don't understand what's the advantage of using a Slim Micro. It's not size, because it's at least 1 gigabyte already. So, idea.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, that's one, and then there's the third one, building relate with FIPS. I'm gonna pull it in, so it builds without FIPS, I think, but we have to also try with FIPS because something is failing. So I'm putting that as well in priorities. And given we have kind of a short week, at least for me, and we have 3 tickets that need investigation and fixing, and we have KubeCon coming, and we have to prepare some things, demos and whatever. I don't think we will be able to do much more, at least on the spectral cloud side of things. William, I'm not sure if you have free cycles this week.
I will. My only free cycles will be to prepare stuff for
The
KubeCon,
demo.
the
Alright.
demo, and then the stuff that is non-Kairos related as well.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the water line up here. Not that it makes much sense, but anyway, I'm gonna put it somewhere here, which is more pragmatic, let's say. But yeah, I also pulled this bug in, which we can investigate. There are things you can pick if you find that you have free time, but I think I'm not gonna pull anything more in. What do you all think? Unless someone opened the very urgent ticket, I'm gonna check as a last thing today.
Oh wow, 340. Nice job.
Yeah,
cleaning up, guys.
has been Itzhak has been killing all the tickets.
Nice.
We discussed this. Yeah, that's for Hadron. What we discussed. Slim Micro we discussed. This one we discussed. That one is not urgent, but since now we have the OS artifact and builds all the things, to just dog food a bit, we said that maybe we can have a reusable workflow instead of the one we currently have that sells out to Aurora, but directly we can use OS artifact YAMLs. I know, Itzhaka, you don't like it much. And I agree,
I
it adds
don't.
some complexity, yes, but dog fooding wise,
But we
could be
made it
valuable.
fast. Why
Who said
would
it's
we
gonna be
make it
slow,
slow
man? Why are you
now?
throwing
It
shit
is
to our feature?
more
No,
layers of complexity. We worked 3 years to make it really simple, and now you're
it's
adding complexity on top.
containers. There is no overhead in containers.
Sure.
Anyway, okay, I'm not pulling it in then yet. We have to discuss, but I think maybe if we just spin up one cluster in the beginning and we don't have to create the cluster again and again, there will be caches and all, right? All the images will have been pulled already by other jobs. So you spin up a cluster before the test suite, then you run all the tests, hopefully not colliding with each other, and it's gonna be equally fast. But yeah, no need to discuss it this week. This one we discussed. This is about a follow-up about the copy, but we already have a plan for this week. This was about integration. Oh, CI robot, someone asked on Slack, right? Now we have this bot spam. Suggestion for refactoring, I guess, in the docs.
If the bot is good enough to make an issue, why doesn't it just fix it?
It's not its role, it's a manager bot.
Oh, yeah.
We discussed. Yeah, we discussed last time. I think we discussed the rest of them. I think we're gonna stop here. Unless anybody wants to discuss something else.
There is something that I would like to discuss.
Certainly.
I put the issue in the chat. I opened it last week. Something that I've been thinking for a while.
Let me share my screen again. Or you can share, William, if you want to present it.
Just one moment. Where is it? I had it ready. Yeah, this one. So this is the one.
Yep.
So to create something that allows a user. So the idea is to allow a user to create a machine the machine artifacts, so the ISO, the name, the cloud config, and then ship it to the machine in whatever method we want. But the user experience should be, and it would create a machine registration and a machine inventory. So what it means is that in the cloud config of that machine, there would be a registration endpoint that calls back to the cluster where the definition has been made. So ideally, a user would go in on a UI. That's how I'm envisioning, right? So the user would go on a UI. It would write up or create the cloud config or an initial cloud config, the desired name and the desired registration cluster. So I have maybe a cluster with a control plane, and I create this machine for that cluster. Then I download the ISO that is generated, or the image that is generated. I stick it into the hardware. When the machine boots, it installs Kairos, and before starting the Kubernetes, or when Kubernetes starts, it goes out, contacts that registration endpoint, and it says, I'm ready to go. Or another path is that the machine is not ready to be added as a Kubernetes node to a cluster, but it does something like Edge VPN does, that the workflow of starting Kubernetes and registering to a cluster is done once the cluster has been defined in a second stage. So in that case, the machine is only part of a machine inventory on a management or a main cluster. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So for this, we will leverage the machine's definition that is already a concept in Kubernetes, and then the machine registration and machine inventory, which is not yet. So those are
and how does that normally work? I don't have much experience with that. So you have some physical fleet, and someone prepares those machines to be ready whenever something needs to be installed on them, and that would be the process of including them in the inventory that you're describing.
Well, the machine, so usually the process, there isn't a usual process, right? So what you would normally have, so the provisioning of machines normally occurs in three ways. One is remote provisioning. So an entity goes out and calls via IPMI or Redfish, or somehow it wakes up that machine and then install an operating system and configure that operating system. The second one is the call home provisioning. So the machine is known to that entity, and then it boots up and it calls out home to be provisioned. So it says, I'm live, install my operating system. The third one is image-based provisioning. So you prepare an image, and that's what we do with Kairos, right? We prepare an image, then we go to the machine, and somehow we boot the machine and we install it. So what I'm suggesting is that we do a mix of the three. And one is we prepare that image with all that is necessary, and then we either go out and contact that machine, wake it up, and boot it and install it. And that can be done by infrastructure providers. Or we prepare that image with the registration endpoint, and then we go to the machine and we boot it physically. And when that machine boots, contacts that registration endpoint and says, I'm ready to go and I'm installed. So, and then I'm installed as a Kubernetes node, or I'm installed as a ready-to-be Kubernetes.
Isn't that what an infrastructure provider was supposed to do?
Actually, this is what Elemental does. Even to the names, they have machine registration, machine inventory, and it works just as William said. It just, they put machines and they check, and when they are ready, they auto-configure themselves and install themselves and make part of the fleet. Yeah. Just logically, it mixes with the Kairos operator for upgrades and so on, so you can manage your fleet from zero to day two.
I think this feature would be beneficial to Kairos operator. I mean, it would make sense to have it in Kairos operator, but I can also see it somehow working for with for copy. So if we have all the plumbing done in Kairos operator for copy to issue labels and annotations to copy, then copy can use those machines that are registered in the operator to deploy new clusters.
Yeah, like I asked, isn't that an infra provider? You provide machines, right? So you have machines in that limbo state, not yet part of any cluster, and then you can make them. So maybe it should
Yeah,
be implemented as an infra provider, like a Kairos infra provider,
oh,
implemented using operator or whatever.
that's an interesting point of view.
Of course, it's not fully managed. I mean, Kairos, even if it was an infra provider, it needs someone to provide the bare metal VMs, whatever, right? The resources to put Kairos on top. So it's just one layer before delivering. It's saying, hey, I have it here ready. You can reset it to whatever you want and make it part of. So, the inventory part only implemented. But below that, it could be any infra provider. Just give me
Yeah,
something to
I
put
don't.
Kairos on. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow I don't think that would be the job of an infra provider. That's like the last mile of an infra provider.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
think
we can build on top, right?
yeah, you would have already an infra provider, and then the job would be to match to align the inventory of the infra provider with the machine inventory of Kubernetes.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I
not sure if it's possible, but it would be nice if you had a Kairos infra provider, which would be a fake one. Below that, you would have to configure an actual infra provider, maybe, or
maybe
somehow feed enough resources to the Kairos infra provider to put them in limbo, right, and let them be part of whatever cluster.
so in that case the infra provider machines would feed the machine inventory of the Kairos provider.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
And
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems.
in terms of design, I know we're talking Kairos here, but I basically, if the way I understand it is, this only makes sense with Kubernetes, or is there a scenario where
Yeah, it's
without
copy. Yeah,
Kubernetes you
Well, I think it
can?
makes sense with Kubernetes makes sense a lot. I think with Kairos operator and with Kairos copy. But I could also see a scenario where there are nodes that are not part of the Kubernetes cluster, but can be managed by let's say a Kairos platform control plane or something like this, which are
Which
edge
could
nodes
be in Kubernetes as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
also in Kubernetes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe it's there is more thinking that needs to be done on it. But, yeah.
we can brainstorm if you want another call though. Uh,
Yeah.
Maybe we can even do it in person in Amsterdam over some beers, preferably.
So that the solution actually becomes more.
Yeah, it becomes more ephemeral and
Yeah.
and philosophical.
Yeah.
Expect nice things after KubeCon Amsterdam.
Yes.
Vibe thinking and vibe coding. All right, guys. Anything else? Otherwise, we're on time. Okay.
Have a good one.
Have a good week. Bye.
All right,
See
folks.
you.
Bye
Ciao.
Bye.
bye.